Well, we meet again. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another video. Welcome to my workstation, my working from home station here in Alice Springs. It's a beautiful, crisp winter's morning. It is 8:44 a.m. and today is day 6 of 90. So first and foremost, I want to say, for anyone who has left a comment, for anyone who has liked a video, for anyone who's viewed a video so far during these 90 days, I want to say a huge thank you. It is motivating, not only to me, but also to other people. And I know this because you guys have already conversed between yourselves in the comment section. So please, by all means, keep that up. I'm still here. I'm still sober. And we're on day 6. So as you can see, this is my working setup at the moment. Saturday and Sunday I work from 6 in the morning till 2 p.m. And today is, well, I knew it was always going to be the most testing, and it was also going to be the point where I would either give up on this and just do what I've been doing the last few weeks, because I know that I need to earn money, right? I need to get through my shift. And the last thing I want to do is wake up and know that I'm not going to be able to drink today, so I'm not feeling it. My mood's all over the place and called in sick or something like that. So the fact that I not only got through yesterday without drinking, but I also didn't buy any alcohol in preparation for today, being that, you know, the way that I've done it recently, the way that I've got through these shifts recently is I will work from 6 till 12. At about 12 o'clock, pretty much on the dot, I'll head downstairs, make myself a big bourbon and Coke, sit it here, replace my coffee cup with my cup of very strong bourbon and Coke Zero, and I will sip on that during the last 2 hours of my shift. And what it does, it gives me something to look forward to, and it also really relaxes me and just makes that 2 hours fly. And who doesn't want that, right? So, you know, I instantly go from watching the clock to just allowing those last 2 hours to just float by. And, you know, if a call comes through, if a belligerent caller happens to come through, it doesn't affect me at all. I'm sweet. I'm in my zone, and I've only got, you know, 2 hours. I've only got an hour and a half, only an hour, only half an hour, only 15 minutes to go. And by the end of the shift, I'm in a good mood, obviously. I've finished my drink, I've had it on an empty stomach, and I've had a successful shift, and it makes me, I don't know, it just puts me in a good zone, you know what I mean? For anyone who does drink, for anyone who has drunk whilst working, being, you know, it's obviously not, it's a bit taboo, but, you know, it's not possible in certain workspaces, certain work areas, certain offices and work environments. But when you are working from home and you really don't have any supervisors, as long as you do your job properly, as long as you do it to a certain standard, everything's fine. Then, you know, the ability to drink, especially when you're drinking every single day, it's going to be extremely hard to say no. But I'm happy to say, I'm proud to say that as of right now, I don't have any alcohol in the house to drink. And I will be getting through my full 8-hour shift without having a drink for the first time in a long time. So today is the day that I've been dreading the whole entire week. I knew that if I was going to take this really seriously, I was going to have to just thrust myself into today without the help of alcohol, without the carrot, the dangling carrot at the end of my shift that alcohol has given me. And so I don't know, man. I've gotten through 3 hours already. I've got 5 hours to go. And with that in mind, I've got a call. Welcome to Ned's. You're with Jacob. Can I start with your name?
Nick Minute.
That bet's on for you, mate. Was there anything else? No? No? Another happy customer, it seems. The happier the customer, the shorter time they actually spend on the phone. And you know what? when I first got this job, like I never ever thought that I'd be working in a call center as such. Being able to work from home was a major factor in me applying for it. I mean, normally I wouldn't even look at call center jobs, but I mean, it's to do with sports. It's a bookmaker. But so I love sports, so that kind of appealed to me. But I don't mind this job at all because of the fact that, you know, yes, it is a call center. Yes, there's a high volume of calls, but the calls are short in general. And so, you know, as a guy who, I'm only social when I want to be. I'm not going to say I'm a recluse or I'm a fucking, I'm not an extrovert and I'm not a full-on introvert either. I socialize when I want to. And so to work in a call center, you've got no choice. You have to talk to people when required, right? But being that, you know, I don't really need to get to know them, being that every conversation is usually a minute, 2 minutes max, and being that, you know, the small talk's sort of taken out of it, they call for a reason, I help them with it to the best of my ability, and then they leave. That actually appealed to me, and I never ever thought it would. So I've had this job for about 6 or 7 months. I'm only working casually at the moment, but I feel like moving forward, I may actually switch from casual to full-time. See, at the moment, I'm looking for another full-time job to fill in my weekdays, and then I'll continue doing this on the weekend. But that requires working 7 days a week. And yes, I'm in a remote town, Alice Springs. There's not a huge amount to do. But to know that you're working every single day of the week, it wears on you. And that is a huge trigger for me to drink, right? So I've got to think carefully about what I want to do moving into the future. I know that I do enjoy this job, and I know that I can get through a shift without drinking. But to know that I have to do this 5 days a week, as opposed to 2, may change things. So I'm not going to make any decisions yet. But at the moment it's going well. I've got 8 minutes to go until my break. Come back at night. Sorry. Let me start again. Let me wet the whistle. In the words of Rate My Takeaway. I've got 8 minutes to go until my lunch break. That goes for half an hour. Then I'll be back here from 9:30 through to 2. And following that, I plan on going to the gym for the second time. I couldn't get there yesterday because I was looking after my kids all day. And at the end of that, I just couldn't be fucked, to be honest. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty motivated to get back in there today, being that I did chest, shoulders and triceps on my first workout. I'm going to focus on the back and biceps, and we might even throw a little bit of legs in there. But either way, just a second. Welcome to Ladbrokes, you're with Jacob. Can I start with your name?
Nick Minute.
That bet's on at $1.29. Was there anything else? No worries. Thanks for the call. And just like that, he is gone. So, I mean, as you've seen, like, there can be a fairly lengthy wait between calls, but that's only during the morning, right? Calls come in from both New Zealand and Australia. They are live betting calls for the most part, unless they're betting on racing. And horse racing, greyhound racing it makes up over half of the calls, right? But the racing meets don't really start until later in the morning, if not in the afternoon. And so during the morning, it can be quite quiet. And so I do use that time to surf the web and, you know, surf social media, watch YouTube videos, and even work on my own channel. So it does suit. It's an interesting role. And, you know, during the times that there are hardly any calls coming through, I'm thinking, fuck, I'm the luckiest guy in the world, getting paid for this, right? But then there are times where they call them queues, and the calls just keep coming until all the operators have cleared the queue. And that happens usually on a Saturday and Sunday after around about 10:30 in the morning. So during the first 3 hours, it's pretty cruisy, it's pretty enjoyable. and then during the last 3 hours is when it really picks up, and that's when I enjoy taking a few sips of a drink just to get myself in that zone, and nothing bothers me, you know what I mean? But I've got to the point now, having worked for these guys for 6 months, that I don't need that, and nothing bothers me anymore. Like, no call that comes through I can't sort out, or I can't pass through to someone who can help them. So that fear of having the most terrible call in the world it's completely gone. I don't have that anymore. So that's not a valid excuse for me to drink. The only excuse I've got to drink is because it makes me feel good. And it's that I need to get from other areas of life. Either way, we've got 4 minutes to go until my break now. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys when I get to the gym. All right? That sounds good to me. See you then. Woo! Right, guys. Far out. There we have it. The first shift I've completed without a drink in a fucking long time. And that's a fucking big win. It's a pat on the back I'm giving myself, even as pathetic as that may sound. It's still a massive win, and deserved of a pat on the back. So we've got through the shift. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if I didn't have enough sleep last night or what. I don't know if I smashed myself with too much caffeine too early in the day or what, but I had brain fog to the fucking max. There was a couple of bets there that were just absolute. They shouldn't have been tongue twisters, but they came out like that, and I had to repeat myself a few times, and they sort of hit me with some questions, and I really had trouble sort of constructing sentences. And I'm not saying that's because I'm sober, because my vocabulary doesn't increase when I've been drinking by any means, but I really don't know. I feel like it's just me at the moment, just getting used to not having this substance. My mind was elsewhere throughout the shift. I was just constantly waiting for this massive sense of depression and fear of missing out and negativity to rush over me, right? When it got to that 12 o'clock mark especially, I was waiting for it. And then it got to 12:05, and then it got to 12:10 and 12:15, and a few more calls came through, and in the end it got to 1 o'clock, and I thought, well shit, I've got an hour to go. And then of course, inevitably, we got to 2 o'clock, and I logged off, and there you go. There you have it. A shift of work in the books. When I started this 90-day challenge, it was today. It was my first shift of work, my first 8-hour shift of work. That was the biggest, like the huge hurdle. It was the massive stumbling block. It was where I was going to become unstuck. And I fucking did it. I pushed through, we got it done. And like I said at the start of this little clip, that may seem pathetic to some, but to me, where I'm at the moment, it's a massive win. So I'm off to the gym, and that is going to be the second win of the day. The time is 2:19, and I'm going to go and hit some back and biceps. Legs can wait. The famous old words, right? Legs can wait. Leg day. Well, don't we all love leg day? I've put in enough fucking work on leg days in the past. I deserve a few years off, and I've taken 2 years off of training legs, literally. So my legs have shrunk. They have decreased in size, in power, and in athleticism, but we're on the road back, and another massive win for me, another massive accomplishment would be to hit legs. So tomorrow, I feel, all going to plan, by about 5 o'clock in the evening, we would have had 2 massive wins again. The first of which, completing a shift, another shift of work without drinking. The second of which, completing my first actual leg day
in years. And I will say that, you know, half the reason why I haven't done it is because when I have gone back into the gym, I've probably gone back to do legs. I mean, I've probably gone back too fast, too heavy, too soon, too fast, too furious, and you know, loaded up the bar and gone down and tweaked something. So I always seem to tweak something in my back or in my glutes or whatever, and I leave the gym feeling really, really defeated, right? I've worked myself up to get back to the gym. Not only that, but get back to training legs, and I've gone and injured myself. And that has happened too many times for me to fucking count recently, right? Over the last couple of years. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to go in. I'm gonna, you know, get some blood pumping, get some blood in the muscle, and just say that, right, I've logged a leg day. I'm not going to go for any records. I'm not going to go for anything other than just to go, just to get my legs moving, get a bit of a pump, get a bit of blood in there, blood circulating. The legs will be sore regardless of what I do, and then it will be on to the next leg day, and the next, and the next. So push-pull legs as far as weight's concerned, and cardio will be when and where I see fit. The only cardio I do at the moment is fun cardio that I enjoy, cardio that I can do half an hour or an hour of and not really think about it. You know, not dread it, just get into it, enjoy it, use it as a bit of functional training, and move on. So yeah, that's where I'm at, guys. Off to the gym, about 5 minutes away. That's another bonus of living in Alice Springs. Everything is 5 minutes away. I live on the south side of town. Anytime Fitness is in the middle of town. You can either go north, east, south, or west. And I live on the south side. So there you go, guys. There you go. Probably a little bit too much information. I'm probably rambling a wee bit, but that's what you get on this channel. And when I'm in a good mood and when I've had a win, like I have done just now, I'm going to talk about it. So thanks for listening, at the very least, and I will check in with you guys post-workout. Actually, the last thing that I want to say before I get to the gym, and I know some of you will have tuned out by now, but those who are still here, you're fucking legends. I haven't trained, being that I've started drinking at about lunchtime each and every Saturday and Sunday. That means that I've got a shift of work in on Saturday and Sunday, but I've never trained. I've never even gone for a walk. You know what I mean? Because I've started drinking, right? And sadly, if I start drinking, that means that subconsciously I'm telling myself I'm not capable of training now, right? Because I'm going to feel sick, or I'm going to get a headache, or I'm going to you know, have drunk too much before I go. And you know, the thought of drink driving is there as well. I'm going to have to drive to the gym. So if I start drinking at midday, and you know, I've got best of intentions of going to the gym all morning, but if I start drinking, that switch turns off and I don't go to the gym. And I leave it until tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. And I'm so sick and tired of doing that, right? So the fact that I haven't had a drink today means that this is even possible. So huge win. Patting myself on the back right now. And the only way to really win today is to get a good workout in, get a sweat up, get some blood pumping through the back, through the biceps. And I'll see you soon. Alright guys, just pulling out from the gym now. Spent about an hour there, probably a little bit shorter than what I had expected. I just feel like fucking shit. I feel fucking ugly, alright? I feel ugly. I don't know what is up with my skin. Look, if I put it in the sunlight, it actually looks alright. I think natural lighting does that for a lot of people, but underneath, you know, harsh gym lighting, my skin is just fucking... It's not as if it's breaking out with pimples or anything. I've never really been acne prone. Thankfully, like, thank God, I'm so blessed in that department. I don't know if it's part of the detox process. I don't know if it's part of the detox process. I assume it is, but my cheeks have it's not as if I'm just flushed. They've literally got like blotchy patches. And you know, wrinkles, especially this one here, this particular wrinkle, right, we're getting deep, we're getting into the nitty gritty here. This particular wrinkle is fucking me up. That's all I can look at. That is all I can see. When I watch myself back, when I see myself in the mirror, that is where, my focus goes. And it's funny, that won't be the case soon. Don't you worry, guys. Don't you worry. It's inevitable that eventually I will find something else that I dislike more, and then I'll forget about that wrinkle and focus on something else. But it's all negative, right? It's all fucking negative. There's never anything positive that I say to myself when I look at myself in the mirror, and it's because I'm not fucking training. It's because I'm not training. It's because I'm aging. Let's get real. I'm not going to try and be philosophical whatsoever right now. It's because I'm getting older. I am fucking struggling with the physical and mental effects of getting older. Not being able to, not being acceptable for me to be certain places or do certain things or chase certain dreams. Fuck, man, I am struggling with it big time. And you know what? If I had a bucket load of money, if I had been really, really successful in life, and I was still feeling these things at this age, I'd probably go out and buy something like a sports car or a big, extravagant, far too big, far too expensive house, or something like that. And yeah, people would see that and they might actually say, you're going through a midlife crisis. Well, you know what? I actually am. That period of time, that transition from boyhood, from adolescence into, middle age. Middle age. Are you fucking for real? I am middle aged. I could die at 60. I could die at 70. If I die at 60, guys, let's get real, man. If I die at 60, and if I kept drinking the way I was, the way that I am, I most probably would. In fact, I definitely would, and it would probably be a really, really shit, painful death. But regardless, I could die tomorrow, right? It's you never know when it's your time, and this will probably be the last time that I actually discuss anything like this on the channel. But these thoughts do come to mind. If I do die at 60, be it through an accident or not, I am middle-aged. I am halfway through my life. I am over halfway through my life. And that, my friends, is something I am really struggling to deal with. I've always wanted to be a professional athlete. I've always wanted to train for a job, you know what I mean? Be a professional athlete, get recognized, and then most likely get injured and retire. But I would have had that moment, At least at one point in my life, people would have known who I am. I think I just wanted to be somebody. Anyways, guys, this talk has gone way too long. I'm going in the supermarket. All right, dishwasher tablets. Check. I really did need to shut that off. I needed to shut that thought pattern off just then, and that's exactly what I've done. So I've got back in the car, and I'm not dwelling on that anymore. But it's something that does cross my mind regularly, and I do go down a bit of a rabbit hole every single time. But it's only because I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not taking care of my body. So as I age, you've only got one body. Your body is your temple, and that's how I've treated it in the past, but just not recently. And it's something that I just desperately need to get back in my life, my lifestyle. I need my skin. I need my skin to be looking as healthy as possible, completely for vanity reasons. I'm not going to lie. But first thing in the morning, you want to look at yourself and you want to be pleased with what you see. If possible, and I know it's possible. I've been there before. The last time that I actually felt that way, the last time that I loved getting up at 6 in the morning, going for a walk, going for a run, getting back, making a healthy breakfast, posting regularly on social media, with content that I was proud of, just feeling like I could do anything. I did a bodybuilding show. I played rugby again. I did my first marathon. I literally felt on top of the world because I was in shape and because I had my drinking under control. Under control, that is. a week before I fucking did my bodybuilding show, I had a binge. I went and drank a whole bottle of bourbon. So it's not as if I didn't drink, and when I did drink, I drank hard. That's the only way, right? It's the only way. I'm not gonna have one drink, guys. I'm not gonna have one drink. I never have, never will. It's just not me. So either way, back in like October of 2020 was the last time that I looked at myself and I felt proud about what looked back at me, who looked back at me. I'm trying. I'm fucking trying. I'm doing my best. But it's not optimal. It's not optimal. It's not maintainable. It's not optimal. And I am all about trying to live the most optimal life right now. The most optimal life at 32 years of age. That's about enough for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Your support means the absolute world. And I'll see you soon.